listening to Galaxies, the gorgeous new single off Paradise, which is Jenn Grant's 6th studio album. Ahead of next Friday's official release date, we have her in studio to tell us about the new offering. Good morning. What a beautiful voice, beautiful musician, and repping the East Coast beautifully. Good to see you, Jenn.
Nice to see you.
Let's talk a little bit about the evolution of sound here. How would you describe what you put into this album musically? Because it does sound otherworldly. It's so beautiful. It's enchanting.
Thank you. I think this record, the goal was to make it epic and intimate at the same time. You know, kind of like a big, lush sound, and I have a great band with me that's representing the album really well, and I'm taking this opportunity just to sing the songs while they play all the music, and I've got my husband, who's my producer also, who we actually co-wrote the song together. He started with the music, and I wrote the words on top of that, and so yeah, it's great to have everybody there representing the record.
And you were coming off, of course, like a very hectic and exhausting tour, and then you settled back in. Is it true you had a place on a lake in Nova Scotia?
Yeah, my husband and I have a home in Lake Echo, Nova Scotia. Beautiful. It's on a little lake, and we have a recording studio there where he brings a lot of artists in and works with, so there's usually people visiting us, so we don't get too lonely. Yeah. Yes, and that's where I like to write, and we made the album there as well.
It becomes your bubble.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that I was reading, you said this song represents in your mind a whole bunch of people just kind of throwing their hands up at the edge of the earth, looking up to the sky.
That's right.
So you want to have people feel transported and think, you know, what is there besides us?
Exactly.
Which is so needed right now. We see where the world is heading or at in terms of politics and unrest, and there seems to be so much negative news. Yeah. So why is it that you're looking to tap into all the good, which is what we need, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's one of music's most important jobs, and yeah, I think it's just important to get perspective when all these things are going on you know, what you can do on like a small level as a human being, just to try to be a good person and make the world a better place, like that, step by step.
And music helps us to escape, and it helps us to heal. Yeah. And thank you for doing that. And you've overcome your challenges yourself. I know that there was a phase in your career where you went from performing on stage all the time to having a period of panic attacks where you decided to pull away from it a bit. So what did you do to overcome those panic attacks?
Actually, it was more like when I always really wanted to be a singer, but I had one performance in front of my school when I was in grade 9. I sang a song, and everyone got really excited, but I got really nervous after that, and I had stage fright for 10 years where I couldn't bring myself to comfortably perform on stage. I used to get really nervous and shaky. Yeah. But when I was about 21 or so, I decided that it was time to really take a step forward. So I actually started playing with my two cousins from PEI, Robert and Andrew McIsaac, and they would play the guitar so I could just sing, so I wouldn't get super nervous. And then once we were together, you know, that support system of having each other to rely on, because I think they were also nervous, it just kind of created this balance between us where we could just, the fact that we had each other, the nerves kind of fell away, I guess. So just having that support system was great, and yeah, and I used to practice when I was dreaming. I would have lucid dreams and sing in front of people, in front of huge audiences in my sleep, and that helped me too. So as soon as I made the decision to kind of do that firsthand, I just never stopped performing, and now I really love it.
Such an important lesson, because we all go through those, right? Where we think we're on track for something and we love it, and all of a sudden something cripples us for a little bit, and we need that period of growth to get back to it again. It doesn't mean it's forever lost. And you're doing such a beautiful job. You're actually going to perform in a little bit. Everyone says your sound check sounds exactly like the album, which speaks to your talent, all of you. Paradise is available March 3rd, which is next Friday. Pick up a copy, see what everyone's raving about by heading over to JennGrant.com. And later, as we mentioned, Jenn will perform her new single, Galaxies. It'll get you in a good mood, we promise. Right now, it's over to Kev.